Hey everybody, really didn't want to make this video, but last week was essentially a tailspin, if I was completely honest with myself, and I thought that I could keep up with it. I thought that I could pick up where I left off. I thought that I could just figure it out, even though things kept getting further and further delayed, and I kept going back to social media and apps and video games when those were two things on my list of standards that I said I would never go back to. And when it was all said and done last night, I made an excuse that I had a migraine. I had a migraine and I had a paper that I was writing. And I used those as excuses for why I didn't need to call my accountability partner. And then later on, I used that same excuse to, we'll just search this. We'll just see what comes up. The second that pops into your head, guys, the second that, we'll just look. We'll just search. I wonder. What if? That is all a death trap, guys. That is all immediately leading you into a tailspin, into a cesspool of relapses. And yeah, we failed. We crashed, we burned, we lost sleep over it. We did not sleep well at all afterwards. And then following, I missed a class this morning. Pretty exciting stuff. So, with all that being said, I re-looked at my standards list. I've got a little journal that I do journaling in that I also have my standards in. And the idea comes from your standards will come before your strengths, where we all want to be great at things. We all want to be the best of the best. But if you don't set standards for yourself, how in the world are you going to ever be strong in that area if you don't even have a standard that you follow by? So, sorry, notifications here. So, with that being said, my standards are as follows, and hopefully you guys can get some ideas from these. Give me just a second here. Okay, so, my standards. And I know you guys might have heard of don't ever say always, don't ever say never, but these are things that I've realized that these cause relapses. When I do this, this has a probably 40 to 50% chance that that's going to eventually lead me down a relapse path. And not to say that none of these things are good or bad in moderation, but personally for myself, I realized with my addicted brain that having self-control, as we talked about in the previous video, is extremely rough in just about all areas of life. So hopefully you guys can get some ideas from these standards, and I hope that they can help you as well. So, never have Instagram on your phone for more than 60 seconds. The reason that I have the 60 seconds there is because I sometimes stay in contact with people only through Instagram, and they don't have a phone number for some reason. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but they're not comfortable sharing their phone number, and they just, let's just communicate through this. So sometimes I'll re-download it, quick reply, quick delete it, and I'm very intentional with that. But even with that, has become an issue. So I actually found an app on my computer where you can direct message people through Instagram without actually going to the stinking explore page, without having any of the crap from the feed get to your subconscious and make you want to, we'll just type this in. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if you guys have a laptop and you do keep in contact with people for Instagram, that's really the only reason you guys would need that. Outside of that, guys, it's just people pretending to have a great life, and everything's sexualized. So, with that being said, moving on, never sit down in the shower. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Always do my Brain Buddy morning exercises, which is that app that I've spoken about. I'll probably cover that a little more in depth later on here, but always do my morning devotional and my gratefulness, which is basically just saying aloud 3 things that I'm grateful for. Guys, as I talked about in the Thanksgiving video, gratefulness is the opposite of lust. It's being thankful for things that are yours rather than wanting things that aren't and always wanting more, which is what lust is. Always end a shower cold. Always get up immediately. Always sleep with clothes and socks on. And that one sounds a little strange, but the idea there is sometimes if it's cold and you're just chilling there with just your boxers on, it can be the last thing in the world that you want to do to get up in the morning. And if you lay there long enough, makes sense. So some of these go hand in hand, but never watch TV or movies. This one's extreme. This is probably the most extreme out there. But again, with this self-control, guys, I really need to have a period where I do not watch TV or movies, because oftentimes I will watch an hour or so of that, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, we'll just download this and we'll mess around on this game for a while, and then we'll watch all these YouTube videos, and then we'll go back to our game, and oh shoot, I didn't give time for myself for my devotion, I didn't give time for myself for homework, I didn't give time for myself for enough sleep, then the next day I'm tired, you know what I mean? And this all compounds, guys. Again, TV, movies, totally cool in moderation, totally cool once you've earned it, totally cool if you have the time or you're with friends, you know what I mean? So, always just being self-conscious about this. Never playing apps or video games, there it is, guys. Always have an audio or music playing when I'm alone. And this one I overlook too often. But when I'm alone, if I'm not busy doing something or I don't have something positive playing, audio-wise, then it's really easy to let your mind wander. It's really, really easy to let all those thoughts that are bouncing around in your head try and get the best of you, and that can go downhill really fast. Never have a dirty room. The mindset here is a dirty room, having a dirty room, you basically can't see past the mess that's in your physical space to clear the mess up in here. So if you are okay with the mess in your room, you're going to be okay with the mess that's taking place up here, and you're going to be stressed. You're going to have more anxiety. You won't be able to focus as much because you've got that mess on the floor. And it's just the little things, guys. If you walked into your room and it looks like a bomb went off, again, figuratively, like your mom says, it looks like a bomb went off. And there's stuff all over the floor, and stuff all over your table that you get work done, and stuff all over your bed, and you gotta dig through that stinking mess to even sit down and clear space to focus and get some work done. And that whole time in your peripheral vision, you're seeing all this crap. You're not gonna be as focused. You're gonna be more stressed. You've got just one more thing on your mind. Never meditate after 10 p.m. because that can lead to falling asleep. And if you fall asleep at, personally for me, when I fall asleep at 10, and then if I were to wake up at 10:45 or 11 or something like that, and I'm like, oh shoot, I still have to do this, and this, and again, then you're getting to bed later, and your sleep schedule's out of whack, and again, it all adds up. Never meditate laying down, again, falling asleep. Never sleep in late, that goes hand in hand with getting up immediately. Never lying to people, that's huge. Obviously, if you're lying to people, that's perpetuating this lifestyle of basically living a lie, being person A most of the time. And then person B comes out and you regret it and you beat yourself up and et cetera, you relapse. So always being true to yourself, standing up for what you believe in, and for the right things, for healthy, good things. Always make my daily phone calls. This one's ambiguous, but always overcoming excuses. I just changed my phone background to be stronger than your strongest excuse. And I think that's huge, guys, because the second you come up with excuses as to why you deserve this break, why it's going to be okay one more time, why you can spend 30, 45 minutes on this game, even though you really don't have time, it all adds up, guys. It all adds up. Always track my personal growth and my streaks as well as how well I'm keeping up to date with these standards, to actually see progress and see like, wow, we were tempted today, and sure enough, we didn't follow 4 of our standards. So yeah, there's always a correlation. Like yesterday when I relapsed, I seriously did not follow probably 8 of my standards. And it's only listed 21, so that's almost half. Always journal at the end of the night, just to boil down the emotions, get those last stressors out of your head. Write down potential roadblocks that could be coming up, potential things that might bog you down, things that you might be wrestling with, people you need to talk to, things you need to settle. Never have Snapchat. Holy smokes, guys, this is obvious. And then I just added this. Always do push-ups if tempted to slack off. So, the idea behind that one is one simple habit, not a plethora of I could do this and this and this and this and this to prevent a relapse. But if I'm tempted to, I'll just quick download this game and play for a while, it'll be no big deal, I get down on the floor and I do a set of push-ups, between 20 to 30. And after that, it's basically kickstarting my discipline, if that makes sense, and saying, nope, that's not who I am. We're getting to work here. We've got things to take care of. We've got goals to accomplish. We've got a life to conquer. So yeah, I hope you guys maybe learned a thing or two from those, got an idea or two. If you have standards in your own life, I'd be curious to know if I'm completely missing an important one. But those are just things that I've added that as time has gone on, I've realized, all right, well, this led to a relapse. We need to never do this in the future. This led to a relapse. We need to always put this preventative measure in place in the future to prevent that. So with that, guys, talk to you tomorrow. It is a new day 1. We are absolutely going to crush the rest of the day. And stay strong out there. Talk to you tomorrow. See ya.